So a friend recently reached out and suggested to me that the things that I write and share with you here, I record as a podcast. And I can't really tell you how I felt about that because nobody loves to listen to the sound of their own voice. But because I love you, Steph, and you and Kendra were there for me in some of the darkest times of my life, I offer you this update. January 24th, 2023. From the time I grew up living in a sunny apartment above a restaurant and nightclub where my mom worked, I've loved watching musicians get lost in their performances and bring joy to their audience. It's a magical power exchange, don't you think? They're up there bearing everything for our enjoyment, hoping beyond anything to be graciously received, but rather than being cloaked in vulnerability, they're full of power. Music can reset our mood, communicate feelings we didn't know we had, and soothe the tempest swirling within us. Or inspire one if that is our wish. Music is a portal. There's a common trope among the romantic set that the pinnacle and purest form of loving someone is sacrifice, namely our own. We say, I love this person so much, I would die for them. And when they say that, we collectively understand it to mean that your love for other is greater than your love of self. But is that how we're supposed to love another person? Devaluing ourselves to benefit or protect our loved one? This summer during the dog days of Eric's descent, where I was throwing myself into working slavishly, he had been in bed for months, barely functioning, hardly eating, unreachable emotionally, silently willing death because he hadn't managed to do it with alcohol, flagellating himself for every mistake, every disappointment like a devout Catholic with a cilice, cutting himself, cutting me. He asked my permission to end his life. It wasn't the first time. We had quite a few meaningful conversations in the few times he came out of the bedroom those months. We talked in the way I'd always wanted us to and did an emotional autopsy on our marriage. Talked about the pivotal decisions that when things went from good to bad. We talked about disappointments and we talked about the many wonderful moments we shared. I didn't realize it then that we were saying goodbye. I didn't give my permission. I asked him to live. Not for me, but for him. We know how that went. I gave him my understanding and assured him that I saw his pain, that nothing had happened so bad that we couldn't recover, that I loved him, but I couldn't stay with him if he wouldn't enter a treatment program. He was already seeing a behavioral health professional and taking all the pills. Pills only help when you have a chemistry issue. They don't help a broken spirit, my lovelies. I loved him, but I love me more. I would not die for him, or with him. I want to live. So what the wuck does music have to do with this, or did Mel go careering off track? Is that what you're asking yourself right about now? Am I right? You're also wondering, careering? You probably didn't know that one until I was in your head. It's correctly used. Swear. I had a conversation with Keandra about some songs that make me sad because Disturbed cover of Sound of Silence brought me to a cascade of tears while she was tending bar recently. Simon and Garfunkel always got me. Not specifically about Erica, though, just because. Anyway, there's a song about death. Perhaps of a marriage, perhaps death in reality. But from the moment I heard it this summer, around the time that all of this was unfolding, it stopped me in my tracks and quickly became my most listened to song of the year. Thanks for letting me know, Spotify. I'm a glutton for emotional punishment. Okay, so the song. If you take all the love, all the sorrow, regret, longing, hope, everything, and roll it up into a delightfully sonorous hair-raising voice, mellow guitar, and sweeping classical piano, it may come close to the glorious composition of this song. If songs are portals, songwriters are wizards, this one conjures a tempest. Referencing Madrugada, Ecstasy. P.S. Perhaps it goes without saying, but Mel recommends listening to it with powerful headphones, as pictured here, or unsafely close to a speaker for the full ASMR effects. You're welcome. P.P.S. Tissues recommended. Sorry. XO. Mel.